Hello, this is the assembly and overview video for the Latching Nerf belt holster that I've invented. I originally designed this after playing some Humans vs. Zombies with the club at the local college. I was quite impressed by some of the magnetic holsters and crazy combat gear that some of my friends had, but less impressive was their price tag. I then set out on a quest to design similar items that used minimal hardware and were simpler to obtain. This is one of those models. Assembly of the belt attachment is not difficult. All the parts piece together very nicely, like so. First, you will take this latching pin here and place it in the side of the mechanism, like so. You will then take this leaf spring and place it in the area here. You will then compress it and slide it down into place. Then you will push it so that the pin catches on the leaf spring like so. This, in effect, holds the leaf spring in place and the pin in place recursively. Neither will move out of this place, and you do not need to tape or glue it in any way. Next, you will take the optional lever hinge here, and you will place it and align it with the hinge on the side. Take the hinge pin and slide it into place like so. It should friction fit quite nicely. If it does not, you are more than welcome to cover the faces with electrical tape so that the hinge pin does not slide out after use. Additionally, if you do not prefer the lever here on the side, you may simply print it without the lever and use the button, like so. Either way, it works essentially the same way. All you really need are the hinge pin and the leaf spring, and of course the main body. We now turn our attention to the assembly of the rail piece here. Do note that there is a slight taper on one end of the rail piece. I wonder if I can get it to focus. It's very slight, but it is there. This end will face towards the front or blasting end of your blaster. Please do not get it mixed up, as it may hurt performance. Next, we will take our blaster. In this case, I will use this hammer shot that I have modified somewhat. And we're going to affix this to the blaster like so. A couple of ways you could do this are with my preferred brand of super glue, this Gorilla Glue super glue gel stuff. Although I have also found that self-tapping screws work more than nicely here. So since I have already screwed this in, the holes are more than big enough for me to just place the screws in. And I have decided to affix it to the part of the shell, poetically, where it says not to modify the dart or the dart blaster. Of course, we are ignoring this. Simply screw the part into place, or glue it if that takes your fancy. Do remember to sand both ends of the plastic that you wish to glue before gluing. And for this model of blaster, there's a lot of empty space on the other end of this part of the plastic shell, so you don't need to worry about screws too long hitting anything precious inside. Screws of this length are fairly alright, and these screws themselves are a bit long. You don't need too much, just a little bit. Operation of the device is also straightforward. You simply take the rail and place it like so into the device. The latch will catch it, and it will not come loose, no matter how much you jostle or jolt. To release it, simply depress the lever arm, and it should slide right out without a problem. Using the button as well, it's really the same thing, minus, of course, the lever arm. Here I have affixed the holster to my belt like so. I will take my blaster. I can simply drop it into place, as it were, and it will remain there. Wiggling like this is fine. It's much better than not wiggling like this and having all the stress of the belt and that jostle go through the belt thing here and potentially snap it. However, it will not come loose like so. The thumb lever should be perfectly positioned, at least for the size of my hand, for quick release and use of the blaster. Finally, do note that for the models you print without the lever arm, you may require an additional hand to use the item. This may be seen as not ideal for certain situations in which you might be holding a pile of darts or perhaps another blaster and you want to unsheath your blaster. My thumb will not reach this button. I simply do not have large enough hands. If you do have large enough hands, please consult the Guinness Book of World Records because that is seriously impressive. Again, the button is not placed perfectly, so that I will have to reach around with my other hand to click it. And you can't exactly force the blaster to come out without potentially breaking anything on here. If you wish, I suppose you could mirror every part you print so that the button would be on this side, and thus be easier to operate. Or you could reach around like that. Oh no, it's really not ideal. But I have allowed the design to work just fine without the lever if you really don't like levers. I personally have found this holster to be an exceedingly useful tool. I tend to play a lot of Nerf games where you have to complete some objectives or perhaps solve a puzzle or use a pen and paper, and it really helps to be able to put your blaster down and use both hands. Or perhaps if you wish to sheath your secondary and use your primary, like if it's a big rifle or something, you would definitely need a place to put it that's not a pocket or something, because in the case of this hammer shot here, I don't have many pockets, except maybe sweatshirt pockets that would fit that properly, and even then it would be a loose fit. I really hope that this design helps you in some way, especially since it doesn't cost much at all, if that, to use. Maybe some glue if you don't have screws lying around. And that's pretty much it, honestly. I hope you enjoy it. If you do have any remarks, please let me know. And if there's anything you'd like me to improve, please do tell me. I am only an amateur here. Please have a wonderful day.